Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Of course, my name is Nick, and here we do talk toys, pop culture, and general nerddom of all kinds. And sometimes, just sometimes, we do talk a little shit about other subjects. Today what we're going to do is review a product that I have been chomping at the bit to review since I purchased it. It is the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman vs. Bane Nightfall 2-pack. Now, a lot of people have a lot of complaints about this 2-pack. I mean, the Bane is a lot of reuse. The Batman is a lot of reuse as well. But still banger figures to see on my desk. Considering Nightfall was one of my favorite Batman stories ever, and it's one of the ones that got me into DC the most. And I mean, I think it ran from April 1993 to August 1994. And it was written by Chuck Dixon and Doug Monet and a couple other people. And I think Alan Grant had something to do with it too. I mean, it spanned every single Batman issue during that amount of time. Basically what happens is Batman's enemies all get broken out of Arkham by Bane, and Batman gets pushed to the limit. And I mean the absolute limit over a course of several nights. And then finally, Bane confronts him in the Batcave and breaks his back. I mean, that's just, you know, not cutting any teeth on it. That's just what happens. So Bruce ends up getting replaced by Jean-Paul Valley, which is, you know, as everybody knows, as Azrael. And he becomes Batman for a little bit. And then, you know, you get Nightfall, Night Quest, and Night's End when Bruce takes back over. But anyway, Bane is one of my favorite villains ever in the DC universe. Bane is absolutely fantastic. The Tom Hardy version, not so much. But Bane, the big, strong, hulking monster that's like driven out of his mind on the drug Venom, that's the Bane I like. Just absolute force of nature. Anyway, guys, what I'll do is we'll go ahead and punch in just a moment, but I want to remind you that we are having a giveaway when I hit 5,000 subscribers. So if you have not, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you know when I post more, because the closer we get, the more prizes I'm going to reveal. We revealed the Joe Fixit Hulk from Marvel Legends yesterday. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go out and look for another prize. So guys, once I find that, I'll reveal it probably in the next video or the one after that, maybe even in a short. So if you guys aren't subscribed and you don't have notifications turned on, how are you going to know? So, guys, if you do like the content, and I appreciate everyone that does, if you've come back and you still haven't subscribed, please do. It costs you nothing, means the world to me, and it does help our channel grow. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and dive into this McFarlane Batman vs. Bane Nightfall 2-pack. Alright, guys, here we have the box for the Batman vs. Bane McFarlane DC Multiverse Nightfall 2-pack. Of course, the Bane is a lot of reuse, and so is the Batman. But McFarlane's known for that. But Nightfall was a pretty instrumental story in getting me to read comics when I was younger. Let's take a closer look at the box. Here you'll have Bane, and this side you'll have the accessories. You'll have Batman over here. This, of course, is a Batman with a cloth cape and quite a bit of battle damage, as you can see here. You'll have your DC Multiverse logo, Batman vs. Bane at the bottom. Of course, the 12+. You're able to see down into the package from the top. Nothing special there. You'll come to the side. You'll get your DC Multiverse, Batman vs. Bane, and a McFarlane Toys logo. You flip this bad boy around, and you are treated to the moment that Bane broke Batman in that book. Literally breaking his back and having Azrael fill in as Batman for the rest of the story arc until Bruce was able to come back. And of course that led to Night Quest and Night's End. But you look up here and you got another Batman vs. Bane, Batman Nightfall, Bane looking all big and scary as hell. And then you'll have the DC Multiverse down here. You'll get some socials over here. On this side, nothing special. DC Multiverse, Batman vs. Bane, Batman Nightfall, another McFarlane logo. And if you would like the barcode to this, here it is. You can pause if you want that. And over here is all the legalese you could ever want. Let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at the accessories. Alright guys, so when you open this up and get the clamshell out, the first really cool thing you'll see for all you figure photographers out there or people that just want to decorate their shelf a little better is the diorama with the giant T-Rex, the giant Penny, the Joker card, And over here you got the Robin suit and some other things. It is a diorama of the Batcave from the 90s from when this happened. Let's take a look at the accessories. I know this is lazy, guys, but I'm going to leave the accessories in the tray because I don't have shelf space for this just yet. So I may actually put the figures back in the box. So here you have the Batarang. Of course, it's that 90s blue that you know from Batman back in the day. You have a set of open hands for Batman, a set of fisticuffs hands for Batman. And finally, a set of fisted hands for Bane. The original release did not come with a set of fisted hands. It should have. Let's dive in and take a look at Batman first. So out of package, here is Batman. Him and his Nightfall getup. And this is very battle damaged. You can see that the suit isn't really sculpted with tears. It's more like painted and shaded. It does give a battle damaged effect. Of course, you got one here. And some of these are pretty haphazard, which is really cool. He has one up here at the neck, too. He's got a bloody nose, bloody mouth. The cell shading on this looks like it steps straight out of the comic. Of course, you've got that classic bat symbol here. The cell shading on the body is great. It does have the standard McFarlane articulation. We've got double jointed elbows, biceps, swivel, butterfly joints, arms that go out to a T and all the way around. You have wrist rock, wrist rotation, head goes up, head goes down, side to side, turns all the way around. You have some waist swivel, but the utility belt does hinder that just a small amount. The diaper does hinder him doing the splits just a little bit, but you can get a lot of articulation out of this. You have the double jointed knees, toticulation, you have ankle rock and ankle pivot. And you get this really kick-ass wired cape. McFarlane, I'm glad to see, has stepped up using the cloth capes. This is sort of a cloth/vinyl material. It's pretty stiff. And it is a lot longer than the figure is tall, but Batman did have a very long cape back in that day. So, this is the Batman figure. Let's take a look at Big Bad Bane. Here's Bane looking like he stepped straight off the pages of the comic. You've got a different belt than the last Bane had. You've got some cell shading, black pants. You've got the black singlet without the harness this time. You have one wrist button, which should have been painted red at the button area there in the middle. But the Venom hose goes all the way up to the back of the neck and attaches by these 4 little hoses to the back of the head, just like it did in the comics. You come down, of course, and then you've got Bane's spine detail sculpted in there from where he's gotten all huge. The stitch detail in the pants and the texture is great. He does have hair painted on his shoulders and his back here. And he does have more of a luchador-esque mask than the last Bane, with the zipper sort of sculpted and then painted on there. But it is a more classic Bane look. It does step straight out of the 90s. This Bane figure is awesome. The articulation, head goes up and down, does not go all the way around due to the hose. Arms go out to a T all the way around. He does not have any bicep swivel to speak of. He does have elbow swivel. He has wrist rock, wrist rotation, waist rotation, no ab crunch to speak of. He can do sort of the splits, but the diaper prevents it. He has double jointed knees. He has ankle rock, ankle pivot, and toticulation. All in all, this Bane figure is pretty great, even if it is a lot of reuse. Let's do some comparisons. Alright guys, out of package, the impression here is the size difference is pretty accurate from the Nightfall comics. Bane does tower over Batman in those. Due to his dependency on Venom, his body has grown exponentially. And he is dangerously strong due to the drug. But yeah, I mean, Bane is absolutely huge in comparison to Batman. Let's compare him to the other McFarlane Bane. Alright, with the side-by-side, we can compare both Banes here. Again, this one, less detail, more comic accurate. This one is accurate to the newer comics. He does have the harness there with the pouches. He does have a different belt than this one. The pants aren't as cel-shaded. They look a little more realistic. And of course, the harness and the mask are different. He does have the bigger hose going to the back of his head, and the tank on his back with the bigger hoses. And the button on the wrist is much the same. But yeah, this Bane looks a lot different. The flesh tone's different than this one as well. There's no hair painted on the back and the shoulders. I'm not quite positive it was even sculpted in. No, actually, there's no sculpt for that back there. But this Bane does lack this backpack and this tank. But yeah, this is a more realistic take as opposed to this is a more comic accurate take from the 90s. But these guys are much the same size and much the same parts have been reused. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me today and reviewing the McFarlane Toys Bane versus Batman Nightfall 2-pack from the DC Multiverse line. Man, these figures are amazing. I mean, if you know, you would have told me back in the day that I would have gotten a comic book accurate Bane from the Nightfall series, I would not have believed you, because most attempts at Bane action figures are garbage. I mean, you know, I'm not going to cut any teeth on that either. Most attempts at Bane action figures are trash. Either the articulation's bad, the sculpt's bad, he's too big, he's too small, he's Tom Hardy. I mean, you know, there are a couple of things that cause that. But anyway, guys, definitely thank you for watching. And if you haven't, like I said, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell, because as soon as we hit 5,000, it's contest time. Anyway, guys, I will punch out, and I will see you in the next video.